when she walked through that door. The most beautiful girl I'd ever seen before. Sea green eyes and long blonde hair, cool smooth smile and didn't have care. I don't know why, but she walked my way. I was scared to death, but I was ready to play. Love at first sight sets the spirit free. I felt the dark clouds part, I heard the angels sing. My heart caught fire and my soul can fly. That's when I knew I had to make her mine. 2 days passed before I made that call. I was hoping for the best, but I was ready to fall. At 3 a.m. we were still on that phone. We both agreed that we were tired of being alone. Our first date led to our first kiss. I closed my eyes and tasted her sweet lips. Love's first touch.
All right, what do we got going on here? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. Let's get this closer. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans, where all middle Americans are welcome. It doesn't matter where you've been, where you're going. It just matters that you're here right now and consider yourself a middle American. We're going to be talking about middle Americans today, and we're going to be talking about millionaires and billionaires, and we're going to be talking about the parts that all of us play in the system. And now that's kind of hard. And I named it Millionaires and Billionaires for a reason, because millionaires and billionaires have been getting a bad deal, man. They have been getting blamed for just about everything. And I think that is a bunch of BS. So we're going to talk about that today. But first, let's do this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear small one. Happy birthday to you. That's right. It is my small one's birthday today. And a few years back, we were blessed beyond all recognition that the small one came into our life. Her name is Sydney. I wanted to call her Cool Breeze. However, her mama and my mama said that we were not allowed to call her Cool Breeze. Now, she was born on a hot summer day out in New Mexico in Albuquerque, and it was hot. But just as she was born, after she was born and everything settled down in the delivery room, I went outside and there was a nice cool breeze blowing, and I was like, we need to name this kid Cool Breeze. It was one of the greatest days of my life. I'm telling you what, getting married and having Sydney were just absolutely incredible. So, hey, Sherry Clark and Logan are here. Hey, that's fantastic. Hi, everybody. So anyway, also happy birthday to Jeremy Self. Jeremy is a good friend of mine. It's also his birthday too. So we've got 2 birthdays up in the house, small one and Jeremy. So let's see what else happened. Oh yeah. So the elections were last night, and there was a person that has less than stellar character. Let's put it this way. Do you know when you look at somebody and you go, that dude is sus, or that lady is sus? That means suspicious. And there's a dude up in Maine. I'm not going to get into names or anything like that, but he's got a big furry mustache. Here's the deal. He was the Democrat nominee for the Senate. I don't think he's done anything before. He hadn't been a good citizen up to this point. They just picked him out of the blue and said, hey, man, you got enough money and you have enough connections to run, so we're going to run you. And they gave him lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money. And then a thing about a tattoo came out, and a thing about some affairs came out, and unsavory characteristics came out. And then he's blaming it on PTSD and his military service. And then he's leveraging his military service for being in. Here's the deal. We live in a country where just about anybody can be elected to Congress. And I want you to realize this. So what they're doing is they're finding people that say the right thing, and then they're making these fancy ads to bolster them and make them public officials and make them look good. And then they do the stuff like they're doing out in California. Now, California, I'm going to use names there. Karen Bass is the mayor out there, and a dude named Pratt. Pratt? I think his name's Pratt. Anyway, there's a dude that's running for the mayor of Los Angeles. The night of the election, Karen Bass had the most votes. This other dude had the second most votes. And lo and behold, 10 days later, the third person who wasn't even close is now in second place, bumping the dude out because they keep counting votes. They keep counting votes. And I'm going to tell you how they do this, right? This is so unbelievably simple, and it's not cheating. I need you to understand, everybody, this is not cheating. California made a rule that says that you can count votes after the election. Sometimes, in some cases, up to 30 days. People are allowed to help you vote. So they help people vote. They get them the ballot. Then they go and help them, and then they hand deliver them to drop boxes all over the city. What could go wrong? Oh, yeah, and there's no voter ID. So they don't have voter ID. So when Karen Bass comes in first and Pratt comes in second and this other lady comes in third, all you have to do is wait long enough and the numbers are going to change, and whoever the Republican is going to lose because Republicans aren't out there gathering votes. They're not harvesting votes. So what do you expect to happen? This is going to happen every single time in California because I want you to think about what happens. What happens is the Democrats and the Republicans have the voter rolls. They all know who's on what team. That's public documentation. That's public documents. So they have all of the voter rolls. What is to stop somebody from just getting a bunch of absentee ballots and mail-in ballots and waiting for the election and then going, hey, you know what? These people haven't voted yet. So what happens if we just put their name on the ballot? We'll vote for whoever we want to vote for, and then conveniently, we will deliver them to the ballot boxes, and then the ballot boxes will be picked up by election officials, and nobody will ever know. It's so stinking simple because the person that didn't vote didn't know that they voted. The person that delivers it's not going to tell anybody that they helped somebody vote, and helping somebody vote is actually legitimate. Now, just because you don't tell them is irrelevant. We don't need to tell anybody that we're helping them vote. We're just going to put down who we think they would have voted for. And it's going to be one of the Democrats all the time. So the Republican that was in the race for the mayor didn't even really stand a chance. Although he got like 25 or 30% of the vote, he didn't stand a chance. So Mayor Karen Bass, I think she got 35% of the vote, which was expected because all the Democrats that live out there. Spencer Pratt came in with 25% of the vote, and he's still at 27%. He had 10 days later, he's still at the same number he had on election day because people went and actually voted for him and they thought that it would be fair, and it ain't fair. And then the lady that was in third place had less than 20% of the vote, but now she's surpassed him. She's got close to 30% of the vote too. So just want to let you know, that's what happened in the election. Can you believe it? Now, I don't know if that happened But if I was going to cheat, that's the way that I would do it. That's the way that I would do it. I have the voter rolls. I now know who voted. All I have to do is go find all the names of the people that didn't vote, fill in their ballot form, conveniently deliver it, and the next thing you know, the people that you want to win are leading. Now it's going to be a choice between two Democrats in November for LA City Mayor. How about that? All righty. Let's get to the show. There is the small one. Let's do this. Happy birthday once again, small one. There you go. Love that girl. Oh, and then we got to do this. Got to do this. All right. So, we, the people of the United States of America, that's what I'm talking about. The greatest document ever written. You are sharing the planet with 8,298,186,060. There it is, people. And we are 39 trillion. Hey, you know what? We only went up. $100 billion since last week. I think this is 234. Now it's 235. So anyway, we only went up $1 trillion, everybody. So there's that. We have that to look forward to. It's absolutely crazy how much money. By the way, if I haven't told you, money's made up. Money's a made up construct. The people in the Fed and the people in the government, it's just a ledger now. You spend money. There's just a big, huge pile of money, and we just spread it around. And if the world needs more, they add more to it, and it gets spread around. And then the economy works itself out, and that causes inflation or deflation, depending on how much money is in circulation, how much money they're dumping in, and the interest rates in which they want to charge us. But you got to remember, when they charge more for things, and the interest rates can go up, and the Fed and the federal government make more money because everybody's paying higher taxes, not relative to what you have, but relative to what the debt is. So if the debt is, let's say the debt is $100 and the government is keeping that right there at $100, the debt stays $100. So when interest rate goes up, when the price of a boat goes from $100 to $200, you're not paying the interest on $100. You're paying interest on $200. But the $100 that they're still in debt is still $100. So you take the difference in the interest payment from $100 to $200, and then you administer that to the debt, and that's how you lower the debt, just by making everything more expensive. Because once the interest is paid on the debt and it starts going up, if you raise prices fast enough, the prices will outpace the interest on the debt. And that's why everything's getting more expensive, because the government's being tight with their money. The interest rates are still high. The higher that the more money that everybody spends to live every single day, with gas prices and food prices and buying cars and automobiles and transportation and trips and softball and baseball and sporting events for your kids, everything that you want to spend money on at Walmart, the more expensive that gets, the faster the government can pay off the debt. So that's what they tell you. And then they borrow more money, dump more money into the economy, and screw it all up. But that's for another day. Or is it for another day? No, because today we're talking about millionaires and billionaires in the place of everybody in the world. So let's talk about the world, shall we? I'm not going to start off with the rich people. I'm going to start off with the people in lower socioeconomic status. And you want to know why? Because they're not a large percentage of our population. And the people that are in the United States of America, we have it pretty good. So the people that are living on the lower side of the socio and that economic scale in the United States of America, compared to the rest of the world, have it doggone good. Most of the people that are in lower stratas have cell phones. Most of the people in the lower strata have a place to live. We're not talking about the homeless. We're not talking about the below the line. We're talking about the working poor and the working on government assistance. The people that don't want to work and that are getting money from the government. They have a roof over their head. They have food in their belly. They have TVs on the wall. Their kids are being educated at public schools. So compared to the rest of the world, the poor in the United States of America are actually doing pretty good. And it's just not on the inner cities. You have places like Appalachia. You have people like down in Louisiana. down in South Texas. You can find poor people all over the United States. It doesn't matter what your racial demographic is. It doesn't matter what your religious demographic is. It just matters that you're poor. And I bring up those folks first because that's a good starting point when you start talking about the United States of America and who has what. Now, those people don't complain about anything. They don't complain about anything. They take their phone and it's all about social. It's always about social capital on the local level. They're not making enough money from the Facebook and the Instagram and TikTok and all that to make much of a difference in their lives. They're not social media influencers, but they do talk about what bothers them on a day-to-day basis, whether they're at the Walmart, the Kmart, out there just living life, sitting at home, watching the street. There's absolutely no influence on the government. If they call the government, nobody wants to talk to them and nobody has any influence on them. So the people that are poor, they got it better than the rest of the world, but their life still sucks compared to people that are in the middle class. Hey, everybody, this show is about the middle class. And we have a wide middle class here. The reason why I say we have a wide middle class here is because when you start looking at what the government says is the lower echelons of the middle class, they're making pretty good money. Now, here's the problem with that is the decent money is not going to let you live like a king and a queen. You're going to be going paycheck to paycheck. You're going to have to work 40 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours a week to work it. And if you can't figure out a way to make more money, then your life's never going to get better. You know, America's the land of opportunity. And when I say you have lower middle class, middle class, and upper middle class, I'm telling you right now, I'm upper middle class. I worked really long and hard for that. I didn't get to the upper middle class until I was almost in my 60s. And I worked for 30 years in the United States for the United States government. My wife, Tanya, God bless her soul, she was an educator. She was started off in the Army. She became an educator. She taught in elementary school, middle school, high school, and then middle school, and then she became a high school principal. So every single year, our life got a little bit better. And when I say our life got a little bit better, it did, because we started off with nothing. We didn't have two pots to piss in, but we loved each other and we made it work. And this is very, very important when I have this conversation about the haves, the have not, the millionaires, the billionaires, the lower class, and the middle class. If you're in the middle class, if you don't want everything right now, if you wait, if you build, if you save money, if you have the right insurance, if you move from job to job and you get promoted and you get recognition and you do, like most of my life, I had two jobs. Most of my life, I had two jobs. I had my own business off to the side. I'm not going to talk about any of those, but I did usually have a side business. Right now, it's like I got Spillane Enterprise. I got a motivational speaking company. I got a game company, and I got an app company, right? I might be opening up another business here within the next 6 months. More on that later. I'll let you know if I do that. But I've always believed in one thing, that if you're in the middle class and you are smart and you ask for good advice, you can move yourself up in the world. You can move yourself up. The kid across the street leaves home every single Sunday night to go down and go door to door to sell windows. That kid gets told no a lot, but every time that somebody says, yes, I would like some new windows, that kid makes some bank. He's driving a nice car. He's 19 years old. He's tall and he's lanky and he's living his best life. You want to know why? Because his mom and dad told him, hey, look here, you can make a pretty good life for yourself in the United States of America if you find some way to make money and you go put some in your pocket, you put some in the bank, you get yourself and you live simply. Now, he does have a nice ass car. Kid can't keep a car for more than 4 or 5 months before he just goes, I got to have a bigger, better, badder car. But he's a great example of somebody coming out of high school that didn't go to college. Now, he's got 2 sisters that are currently in college, but it wasn't for him. So he went out and found his own way. And now he's doing door to door and he's killing it out there. And I'm so proud of him. But he's just one example of, he had a job, wasn't really working out for him. He had another job, didn't really work out for him. He worked for his dad for a little while, didn't really work out for him. Then he struck out on his own and he's found something that he's good at and he found something he likes. But that's what the middle class will get you. And it doesn't matter where you go to school. It just matters if the American dream is important to you. And I got to write that down because I'm going to talk about the American dream. And I'm going to tell you that it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters that the dream is still alive. And I'm going to get back to that. But the job of the middle class is to keep America strong. That's the job of the middle class. You got to understand that some of us are going to fall in the lower socioeconomic status, but some of us are going to go from lower middle class to middle class to upper middle class to that high class, the higher stratus. They're going to become the millionaires and the billionaires. You know what our job is? Our job is to keep the economy running. Our job is to raise good families, believe in the American dream, understand the Constitution of the United States being the greatest document ever written. Our job is to remember where we came from, correct the things that we did wrong in the past, and move forward with hope and optimism and dreaming of a better day for all of us. Now, I don't know what that better day is going to look like, but they're doing marvelous things in medicine. They're doing marvelous things in computers. They're doing marvelous things in logistics. They're doing marvelous things in travel and worldwide economics and in international scene. There's lots of jobs out there, or you can go and create your own job, which is awesome as well. So our job in the middle class is to be solid for each other, be solid for God, be solid for our family, be solid for our country and our communities. And that's what our job is. So do that for me. If you're joining me today and you're middle class, be strong for the country. We're going to have a lot of discussions about freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and freedom of the press and all that stuff. But that's what gives middle America the strength to be able to do what a middle America does. The Constitution allows you to be free and to pursue your dreams. So let's talk about millionaires and billionaires. The reason I brought this up is I saw a video tape. I saw YouTube or Facebook or something. And it was politicians bitching about Elon Musk having too much money. Did you know Elon Musk does not have a lot of money? I'll say that again. Did you know that Elon Musk does not have a lot of money? He doesn't. You know what Elon Musk has? Elon Musk has a lot of stock. He's got a lot of stock options. He's got a lot of stock because he started a lot of company. He's got four or five world-class companies that he started, and that means that he owned 100% of those companies. Now, could you imagine if SpaceX had never gone public? Can you imagine if Tesla had never gone public? Can you imagine if Neuralink or the digging company or all of those other companies had not been available to the public to go make money? Because Elon Musk hasn't made a lot of money for Elon Musk's companies. Elon Musk has spread the wealth around by letting you and me and neighbors and friends and family and everybody else in the world having the ability to invest in these great companies. Now, SpaceX is about to merge with something else. I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be the world's largest company. Here's the thing. Right now, people are buying stock like crazy. People are like, this is going to be the biggest IPO in the history of IPOs. When the stock goes public, that means that you can buy stock right now in this company. Elon Musk owns the majority of the stocks in that. So the problem is that when you say Elon Musk is a billionaire and he sucks because he has all the money, somebody said that he has 53% of the money in the United States. I don't know whether that's true because we have a $1 trillion economy. We have multi-trillion dollar economy, and our GDP, our gross domestic product, is in trillions of dollars. So I don't know how much money Elon Musk's companies are worth, but therein lies the problem with everybody bitching about millionaires and billionaires. Did you know that most of the millionaires are middle class, upper middle? They're just like me and you, that they're out there busting their ass 60, 80 hours a week because they have a small business to run, or they have a franchise to run, or they have multiple jobs, or they're lawyers or they're doctors and they're working 60, 80 hours a week. So all of these people that are millionaires, they didn't get millionaired because somebody gave them the money. The majority of the millionaires in the country earned it on their own. And the people that become billionaires are the millionaires that have companies that have hired millions of people. Every time you open a business, if you didn't create yourself a job, that's what I'm talking about. If I open up a lawn care business and I'm the only person that's running the lawn care business, I didn't create a job for anybody else. I just created a job for myself. I get the tax breaks from the government, but I created a job for myself. But if you become a millionaire, that usually means that you're opening up multiple stops, multiple shops, multiple stores, multiple whatevers, and you have hired people to make things, to sell things, to do logistics, to do admin, to do accounting, to be your lawyer, to do insurance, to do all of the things that larger companies have. But those people are just like me and you. So when we're talking about millionaires and billionaires and everybody says tax the rich, the majority of the billionaires, there's a small subset of human beings that are billionaires. Yeah, they have a lot of value and they have a lot of assets, and they can usually do whatever the hell they want to. But their money doesn't affect your money. Because they have it does not affect your money. You did not lose any money because Elon Musk's company has more money. Tell me, can somebody please explain to me how in the hell Elon Musk having money affects you? It doesn't affect you. The government wants his money so that they can spend it the way that they want to spend it. But even if they tax him at 100%, you saw how much debt we were in. So that if I go back to the debt chart, and I go, hey, we're going to take $1 trillion from Elon Musk, this number right here goes from $39 trillion to $38 trillion. I would like you to think about that. If we take all of Elon Musk's money, we take over all of his companies. Now, you got to remember, Elon's poor, but he owns stock in all the companies. If you take all of the stock that Elon Musk has and take all of his companies, and you take $1 trillion from him, it lowers the debt by less than 0.4%. Wait a minute. What is, if you take $1 trillion from 39 trillion and then you have 38 trillion, I don't know what that is, but that's a small dent. Is that 0.1%, 0.01%? I don't know, whatever the math is on that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Elon Musk's money has nothing to do with you. Why are you bitching about it? I just explained how you get ahead. And now I'm going to talk about the American dream. Because the American dream is the only way that you're going to become a multi-millionaire or a billionaire. You know how you do it? You know how we get more multi-millionaires and more billionaires? First of all, we have to teach our people to stop being slaves to the system. Everybody goes to school and learns how to be a worker. They don't learn how to start a business. They don't know to go to the Secretary of State's office and get a business license and open up an LLC or an S corp or a C corp. They don't know that. They don't know to call the IRS and get an EIN. They don't know the first thing about dealing with the Small Business Administration. They don't know the first thing about getting a loan to start a business. If they do save enough money, then they don't have enough wherewithal to go ahead and be able to hire more people. That's my problem. I don't want to hire anybody. I don't want to be responsible for anybody because I'm not used to that. I'm used to being an employee. I can barely take care of myself. But if we taught more people about the American dream, if we taught more people that they have it in them, if we let everybody in the country know that they don't have to be an employee, that they can be an owner, then all of a sudden it changes the face of middle America. Because middle America, as I said, is the backbone of America. We're the greatest group of people in the history of histories. We're amazing. The amount of money that we generate every single year, the amount of love that we have for our faith and our families and our country. We're amazing. You don't find this anywhere else. The only time that anybody ever roots for Canada is during hockey. But other than that, Canadians are proud to be Canadians. That's only because they've been influenced by America. Because we are the way that we are, Japan also has got their people supporting Japan. Korea has their people being supportive of Korea. China has their people being supportive of Korea. Everybody's proud to be where they're from, but we have something special. We have the Constitution of the United States of America that guarantees that we're free, that says that we have the right to say whatever we want, that we have the right to assemble, the right to a religion, that the government's not going to mandate a religion for us, that we get to peaceably assemble, that we get to redress our grievances, that we can't have the government going through our stuff. We're unlike anywhere else in the United States or anywhere else in the world. The only thing that we have a problem is we have not convinced everybody on the lower tiers of our society that they can go out and be somebody, that they don't have to be on welfare, that they don't have to stay in the situation that they're in. They can go and grow and they can save a little bit of money. They can go ahead and team up with other people. They can become partners. It's easy to open up a business on the internet, and there's no racism on the internet. If you go to a website or if you go to a Facebook page that is derivative of AI, you have no idea what the race, color, creed of that individual is that are running that. There's no stopping anybody. If I open up a business downtown and it's a flower business and I never am there and I hire people of all ethnic backgrounds to work there, nobody has to know that I'm a white guy. But if I'm Hispanic and I do the exact same thing, nobody has to know that I'm Hispanic. Do you know the franchise? Do you know the demographic of the person that owns the McDonald's in your town? I guarantee that you do not. Do you know the racial and religious demographic or the size and the weight or the color of somebody's hair or of any business that is not owner forward? Just lost connection. That means it's time to go. Hey, we're 34 minutes in. You don't. We live in the greatest country in America because of the middle class. We need to not worry about the Elon Musk in the world being millionaires and billionaires because their money doesn't mean a damn bit to any of us. And even if we took it, the only thing you're doing is you're wasting your energy bitching about the rich people and saying that you don't have enough. But I guarantee that if we take all their money, you are not getting it. You're not going to see a red cent of anything that we take from any rich person. So let's stop bitching about them. Let's stop complaining. Let's just live our best middle American life. So that's been the show for tonight. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Remember, Mickey in the Middle. Like, share, hit the notification bell. Tell all your friends about it. Remember, most Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Central, right here where I am, right there where you are. You guys have a great night. Remember, I love you. I'll see you next week.